Guys, we're not in minus temperatures anymore. Please let that sink in. We have just landed in Tokyo and we're currently sitting on the monorail to get ourselves into town. We'll be staying at the Maisei Kanda for the next couple of nights. It's gonna be amazing. Their day temp tomorrow is 9 degrees. Let that sink in. 9.
I forgot how busy the trains were here.
And to be honest, that wasn't even that busy.
Anyway guys, we figured this is the perfect opportunity to share with you our rule of thumb when picking accommodation. We always try to stay as central as possible.
This generally does come with a cost, but you can still find cheap bargains if you've got the know-how or know what to look for.
As always, we provide helpful links in the description below. This is where you'll find our top tips on picking the perfect accommodation for your travels.
Last time we were in Tokyo, we stayed in an Airbnb. This time, we opted for a hotel. Maisei Kanda, to be exact.
Location-wise, this place was perfect for us. It's only 2 stops from Tokyo Station, and the following morning we were getting up early to go to Asakusa to go to Sensoji Temple. How much room cost us?
How much?
$85 a night.
Right on.
So we've just gotten here and there is barely a soul around. It's amazing. Last time we were here it was jam-packed. It was New Year, so we didn't bother coming in because the grounds are fairly large when you can't really see any clean space, so you tend to just avoid it. However, we just come past people doing their morning meditation and banging on their gong. It was amazing. Just quietly standing in the corner and watch as we came past. But we are here and now we patiently get to wait for the sun to come up a tiny bit so we can get the money shot.
Another aspect of Japan that I love is their culture around lucky charms, or as they call it, omamori. If you're at a shrine or a temple, you will always find them there.
Just behind me now we have the places where you can buy your plaques for all your good wishes and good fortune, varying from different things that you can get to pass your exams, ward off evil. These ones here are obviously a lot fancier than what you'd usually see, so these ones cost a little bit more, but from as little as 100 yen you can get the little small pieces of paper.
You need this one. Traffic safety.
Why would I need traffic safety? I'm actually a really good jaywalker, just saying. So this is where you can purchase them, and then there will be a designated area as well where you can leave them as well. This area is also known as Asakusa, the whole little grounds, not just the temple, so it's actually free to enter all the time. The temple itself is open from 6 till 5 daily. We're just going to walk through the main part just so we can show you guys where all like the main tourist areas come through. Okay, from entering from the train station is what's easiest. We got off at Asakusa Station, which was just a couple of stops from where we're staying, but there's also where we're about to walk to and show you as well. It's like the main entrance gate.
It's called the Kaminarimon Gate or the Thunder Gate.
Yes. So the actual temple itself is the oldest Buddhist temple in Tokyo as well. It was built for the God of Mercy. The walkway which we're about to come through as well is where they put all the markets and stuff during the day, and the store owners, which is gets jam-packed with locals and tourists all year round. Come rain or come shine, people come to this temple during just doing our little shoot then as well. It was pretty cool. We actually could hear all the monks chanting, smell the incense coming out. It was just absolutely magical.
And if you're a dog person, come here early. There's so many dogs.
Yeah.
You're in heaven. Like, look at this guy. Look at this guy come up.
So as usual, Rashawn's doing all the hard work and I'm just here just doing the easy stuff that I know how to do. But seriously guys, typical Tokyo. Behind me are the main streets. Super modern building on one side, busy streets, all the westernization, and then directly behind us, the old Buddhist temple.
When we were looking for accommodation in Tokyo, we stumbled on something pretty cool on the Airbnb website. Now, while we didn't book an Airbnb, we booked an Airbnb experience. This is where a local host will take you out on a private tour on something they are passionate about.
This is Noriko, and she is passionate about sake.
So, Noriko, do you make your own sake?
I make sake.
Is it?
No, I don't. I just taste sake.
You just want to enjoy it.
It wasn't just sake we were learning about. Japanese customs such as the torii gates were explained.
I know you're not meant to walk through the middle.
Oh, you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. And first, we purify ourselves by washing our hands with water. This is the gate for the God to go through. And as you said, God goes through the center. So we human, we're supposed to walk to the side like this. In Japan, we started making sake about 2,000 years ago. That's when the cultivation of rice was brought from China to Japan. The growing rice is really hard. So when we have rice grown, it's really precious. And the sake made from rice is also really precious. So first, we offer sake or rice to the god first, and then we start drinking after that.
Having been on a few beer and wine tours before, this definitely felt familiar. We got to learn about the history, the ingredients, the different qualities of sake, and the words used to describe the different tastes.
Like umami.
What do they mean by that, umami?
Umami, like savory.
Savory?
Savory.
Savory.
Yes, from washoku, Japanese.
Yeah.
Yes, food.
Food, yeah. My mum the
Yeah.
other day, 'cause she knows we've obviously been to Japan, going to Japan, she's like, oh, I saw Jamie Oliver. He's like, oh, he was using umami paste the other day. Can you find me some? And I was like, yeah, I looked. I couldn't find it anywhere in our Japanese shops.
Yes, difficult to explain, but you just feel it from food.
Yeah.
And you can feel it from the sake too. This is koji, like fungus. They scatter this over steamed rice and then make koji rice, malted rice.
Yeah.
Can you eat it?
Why would you eat it?
I mean,
Do you eat yeast when you make beer?
it becomes white like this. I actually ate it. You can eat it.
Oh, cool. See, you can eat it.
Once it...
Okay, let's go to the bar.
To the bar.
Yeah. Close the door and then have you tried warm sake?
No.
Only cold one?
Only cold, yeah. Oh, room temperature, I guess, yeah.
Do you think you want to try warm sake?
I'll try anything once.
After discussing the various types, makes, and ways you could have sake, it was time for the tasting.
We were given various types of sake to try, the taste being determined by how polished the grain was prior to fermentation. What also determines the taste is also the temperature that the sake is served at.
It's got a very smooth smell to it. I like that. Sophisticated.
You're hardly sophisticated, mate.
Strong, yes. It's like a full body. You feel the umami. Please feel the umami, savory. Yeah, but usually Japanese people, we are not very strong against the alcohol. So when we drink a lot, our face becomes red and we get drunk. So we have to be really careful.
Okay guys, seriously pace yourself on this tour. That sake is strong. Do not let all that umami get to your head.
After a few more sips of sake, we were on our way to the next location and feeling a teeny bit buzzed. But it was great to chat to Noriko on the way and talk about the main cultural differences between Australia and Japan.
Like how Japan has vending machines everywhere.
Like how Australia has supermarkets, yet Japan seems to have small convenience stores on every single corner.
Or how normal it is for your toilet to give you an enema in Japan, whereas in Australia we use toilet paper to clean our butts.
That's a tad dramatic, but yes, there has been many weird and wonderful things that we've loved drawing comparison between Australia and Japan. Like the next location, for example. This is the Japanese version of a pub, and it's known as an izakaya.
Shoes off. Once seated, Noriko gave us the rundown on the drinking and eating etiquette at an izakaya.
This one is geishu, like almost 20% of alcohol. It's strong, it's kicking.
Oh wow, okay.
So we save it later.
Yeah.
And the first, we drink honjozo. We serve each other's drink. We pour each other when we drink sake.
Just cause?
Is it custom?
It's a custom. Unless you're drinking by yourself, you always pour someone else's cup.
Oh, okay, good.
And when you are served, you hold ochoko like this and give it to the server. Okay? And I serve you.
Don't spoil it, don't spoil it.
Okay. And cheers in Japanese is kanpai. Right, yes, let's kanpai. Kanpai.
Izakayas and pubs are very similar in the fact they're a very social event. It's all about eating, socialising and drinking. The food, however, is slightly different as it is served in a tapas style. When drinking as well, you'll always serve your drink for the person sitting next to you. Taking your shoes off, however, will always be a tad foreign to us being Aussies. But overall, you definitely have a closer bond with the person at your table from the evening's events.
Never been into someone like this before as well. Like and I would never walk somewhere like this because I wouldn't know what it was without speaking to the locals.
Yeah, it's very hard to miss something like that, especially that goes underground.
Super small entrance going underground. As a tourist, to walk downstairs.
Basement.
Yeah. Super obscure.
So that pretty much ends our sake tour with Noriko, brought to you by an Airbnb experience. Highly recommend. Noriko is very, very, very knowledgeable about her sake. She loves it too. Thank you so much, Noriko.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it. Cheers.
If you guys are digging these videos, make sure to let us know by hitting those like and subscribe buttons. Also check out the links in the description below. We're always trying to provide anyone who's interested with fun things to do or useful tips while traveling around the world.